Good day, students. This is a part 2 of our lesson hyperbola. So a hyperbola has two axes of symmetry. So the one that passes through the center and the two foci, the one that passes through the center and the two foci is called the transverse axis. So it's called the transverse axis. So remember, transverse axis. This is the first term for today, transverse axis. So it is one that passes through the center and the two foci. So where it is? Where is it? Sorry. So transverse axis, where is it? So this is the transverse axis. So this is also another example of the transverse axis. So I'm just showing you I'm focusing more on the terms and not on how to graph the hyperbola. So another term is conjugate axis. It's conjugate axis. The one that's perpendicular to the transverse axis through the center. So conjugate axis, where is it? So this is the transverse axis, yeah, transverse axis, and then this is the conjugate axis. This is the transverse axis. Wait, I'll just put, this is transverse axis. See where the arrow is pointing? It's pointing at this line. Pointing at this line. All right. So, but about the conjugate axis, it's this line. See this line? It's the conjugate axis. But for this is the conjugate axis. Conjugate axis, it's this one, this line. So this whole line, conjugate axis. And then the transverse axis is this one. So transverse axis, sorry, this is the transverse axis. So at this, you will know where are the axes are located, where the axis is located. And then I will also show you this one. I will just introduce you to the formula of the foci. So if you are remember from the first part of the lesson, I told you that foci, the meaning of this is two. So this is foci, F-O-C-I, two fixed points. Alright, so the foci is are the two fixed points of any hyperbola. So the formula for finding the foci is a squared plus b squared equals f squared. So that's just additional information for today. So that's it. I hope you remember these terms. Transverse axis and conjugate axis. This one, transverse axis and conjugate axis, and where it is located, because the worksheet that I will give is more on the definition of transverse axis and conjugate axis. Like it may be like matching type or something like that. So more on the definition, not on the on how to graph like that. And I gave this additional information just for a bonus to understand more of the foci. Alright, so thank you. Happy learning.